my name is Signa and welcome. I am so happy you're here because today you will get so much value. Make sure you comment if you're watching this. I would really love to hear from you. So, we will be talking about the easiest and fastest way to get clients. And this is very much often overlooked strategy, but it's honestly the fastest way and it is easiest. Now, when I say easiest, I mean that you do not need to have to build a funnel, a landing page, any website. You don't have to figure out a marketing strategy. You don't have to spend hours on just brainstorming ideas. It's just as easy as taking action and doing the work. So if you have an empty schedule, then this is the strategy that you want to use that I'm going to talk about today. I know very well how it feels to look at your booking system or your calendar and see an empty schedule ahead, and you have bills to pay and you have, rent to pay, maybe you have salaries to pay. There's been so many times in my business career that literally I have been freaking out because I have salaries to pay and the schedule looks empty and I'm like, what do I do? Let's get into it. So when you have an empty schedule and you are freaking out because you have bills to pay or you have personal invoices or whatever, the first thing you're thinking about probably is like, where do I get more clients? But that's actually way much harder to do. The first thing you should do is actually think about your existing clients. So when I say existing clients, it could be that you have already serviced them or you have a database of emails, phone numbers of people who you yet have not seen, but you've had contact with them. It's so much easier to advertise to someone who's already bought from you because they already know you, they like you or love you, and they trust you. When you are advertising to new clients, it takes a lot more time, especially nowadays when people are very skeptical. They don't just buy from cold advertisement. And it takes a lot more money to advertise as well. So the easiest thing to do is actually to use the clients you already have. Now, maybe you have noticed that yourself as well, that when you get a new client, they're usually much more skeptical. Even if you've done a lot of advertising and marketing to them, they've seen your reviews, they have reached out to you, they usually have way more questions, they take way more time to actually purchase. But think about it, when you have an existing client and you launch a new product or a new service, how long does it take for them to buy? Usually, they would be much more receptive to you selling them something else because they're already trusting you. They've already had an experience with you. They obviously liked it or they loved it, and they trust that the next product, the next service is going to be the same. So if you've ever had an experience like that, let me know in the comments. Okay, so now you know that if you are desperately needing sales, you have to focus on your existing clients. But what can you do? How can you service them? How can you get them to come in? Look, ideally you want to have a marketing system that's constantly advertising, marketing to your existing clients even after you've serviced them already, because you want to keep them engaged all the time. But if that's not what you have and you need clients really fast, you should do one of the things which I'm going to tell you right now. You can either use your phone and actually call someone. I know if you're like me, you may be a little bit nervous. Like, I hate calling anyone. Anyone who knows me knows I hate calling people and I hate picking up phones. I don't know why, but I hate doing it. So that may not be the perfect solution for you, but if you are someone who loves to talk on the phone, just pick up the phone and call your clients. What you want to do is you may want to segment your audience. So if you have a service that you can get your clients to rebook and buy over and over again, like a haircut or social media advertising, anything like that, then you want to segment your audiences and your clients with, so one group is the clients you have constantly booked in all over and over. The second group is clients who haven't been with you for a while. So you want to start with them. You want to just pick up your phone and just call them and just check in. I know it sounds super scary, and you may be thinking that you have to sell and you have to be really sleazy and you have to be really pushy, but you don't have to be that way at all. Actually, the more real you are, the better. So if you just call them and check in with them and ask about their hair or their social media platforms, or whatever you sell them or whatever result they want, and just ask them how's it going, how, have they gotten it done recently, they usually start to book themselves in themselves. And the worst case scenario is that they are not happy, which actually is a good scenario as well, because you're learning what can you do better. So that's one thing. The second option is just to send a text message. SMS marketing is so overlooked. We personally use it all the time, on a weekly basis, but you have to be very careful on how you do it, because SMS or text messages are very intimate. Think about it. When you receive a text message, it's usually, your family, your friend, maybe your employee. So it's very personal. But when you're receiving a text message from a company, how do you usually feel? When I think about it, there's a couple of ways that it can go. Either it's like a super pushy text message, which I'm immediately pushed away from, or it's something really personal. If you ever use text message marketing, let me know in the comments on how it's gone for you. We do it very personally, and that's what I recommend for you to do as well. Think about it like you're their friend, even though yes, you're a business, but you have to be very personal, because otherwise it's very intrusive. So just check in with them again and be very personal, be very nice, act like their friend that you're just concerned over, just checking in with them. Think about sending a message to your best friend who you haven't seen for a month, or they haven't called you for a week, and you're just hey, how are you doing, and just check in with them. It's usually very, very effective. The open rates are obviously way better than email or anything like that, and usually we get a lot of responses. The third option is actually to send an email. And email, you obviously have worse open rates than a text message, but you can send them out to maybe more people. You can write a much longer message and maybe even create a better connection. So with email, you can again try to just check in on that, try to build a relationship. You can tell them a story, you can just share another client's story with them just to remind them on what they're missing out, but don't try to shovel down an offer to them. So ideally, again, you want to build out a marketing strategy that you're doing all year long, and you're advertising and marketing to your existing clients even after they've purchased from you, because again, someone who's bought from you is way more likely to buy again than someone who's just a cold audience, a stranger. They've never seen you, they don't trust you. So you really, really want to put more effort into the existing client marketing. If you need any help with that, I have put together 12 months worth of marketing campaigns that I've used personally for years in my businesses, and they work. The link is in the post or down below in the description or in the comment. But also, if you are really desperate for clients right now, make sure you're just contacting your existing clients right now, today. You can send out a text message. Obviously, if it's too late, don't do that because it can get really intrusive and they may get really, angry at you. But if it's not too late, call them, send a text message, check in with them, try to do as many as possible. Even if you haven't seen your client for 2 weeks, send them a message. Maybe they will come back. Offer them another service, maybe on the phone. Just check in and try to use your existing clients to get sales now. I hope you guys got some value out of it. Let me know in the comments. What did you think? Are you using your existing clients to bring in more revenue? Are you marketing to them? I would love to know. See you soon. Bye.